Hello, welcome to Vintage Cookbooks and Crafts. My name is Barbara and I have collected cookbooks for over 50 years. And in today's featured cookbook is the Arizona cookbook. It has Indian, Mexican, Western, Arizona products, backpacking, camping, patio, barbecue. A collection of more than 350 authentic Arizona recipes. It was published by Golden West Publishers in 1988. Today I'm going to make tamale pie, but there was quite a few interesting recipes as I was paging through here, like Navajo fry bread. There's several different fry bread recipes, and I'd like to try that sometime. And salsa, Mexican salad. And I think I'll make the Mexican salad when my garden has the tomatoes and peppers. And there's a lot of pinto bean recipes, including pinto beans fudge. And there's chili, cabbage rolls, pecan pie made with honey instead of corn syrup, orange honey muffins, orange marmalade. You can make your own marmalade with the skins of oranges, or you could make lemon and lime combinations. Orange zesty bread. These are the ones I tag that I'm really interested in. Lemon baked chicken, orange date cake, Western kebabs, chili cheeseburgers. I'm going to have to try more of these recipes in the future. But today we're going to make tamale pie. And to begin with, it calls for 1 pound of round steak and a 1/4 pound of ground pork. And it says to grind the steak. I found this weekend a whole eye of round, and I'm going to cut that up and save a pound. I also found a pork roast that was on sale, and I cut off a 1/4 pound that I'm going to grind for this recipe. And I'll cut this up, slice it, and weigh out a pound, and then I'll come back and grind it. Okay, I have all my meat sliced up, my round, and I have my pork here. It calls for 1 round steak, 1 pound round steak, and a 1/4 pound of ground pork. So I am going to grind these together. When I bought that whole eye of round, it was because it was on sale this week for Father's Day, and it was $5.99 a pound. And regular round steak is about $8 a pound. So it's a couple dollars per pound cheaper for me to buy the eye of round rather than a regular round steak. And it's much leaner, I think. This is just a little 1/4 pound that I cut off the end of a roast that I bought, a pork roast. Okay, I will take this grinder off here and put my food processor because I need to shred the onion and the pepper. So I'll be right back. Okay, now I switched over to my food processor attachment with the shredder. And it says to shred the onions and the peppers. So I must, but they go into the pan separately. So now I'm going to start shredding the peppers. I should have shredded the onion first because the onions get sauteed in the pan first and the peppers get added later. So keep that in mind if you're going to use a food processor. And now we're going to shred the onion. Okay, it says to start out, cook the onion and garlic. This is an awful lot of oil in this pan. It called for 1/2 cup of olive oil. The onion looks a little green because of the green pepper that went through the shredder first. On the garlic. It says cook onion and garlic in oil until onion is tender. Add shredded green pepper, steak, pork to the onion mixture. Okay, now I'm adding the green pepper. Here's the ground meat, ground pork. You can see on that side, spread it out. And the ground round. It calls for 1/2 cup of ripe olives, but it doesn't say if they should be sliced or whole or what. So I think I'll slice them. Well, this is browning a little bit here. I'm going to slice these olives. Okay, now I'm going to add the can of tomatoes. It called for a number 2.5 can size, which is 28-ounce can. And it says to add the olives, let's see, tomatoes, olives, peppers, seasoning, okay, it called for 2 chili peppers. I couldn't find any fresh ones, so I took 2 of these dried ones, and it said to grate it. So I used this little grater to grate it. And looking at it, I could have just used some pepper flakes, bought some dried pepper flakes. Seasonings would be salt, that's a teaspoon of salt, pepper, and cayenne. Okay, now it says to cook for 1 hour very slowly. When mixture is soft and mushy, add grated cheese and 2 tablespoons cornmeal and a teaspoon of chili powder. Okay, so now it says to add 2 tablespoons of cornmeal and a teaspoon of chili powder. Oh, and let me get this mixed in. And the grated cheese, the 1 cup of cheese. 1 cup of cheese. While this was simmering, I made the cornmeal mush. I've never made cornmeal mush in my life. But it said to mix a cup of cornmeal and 3 cups of water. Pour meat mixture into shallow baking pan, cover with the mush. Bake uncovered 375 for 30 minutes. So I'm just stirring this until the cheese is all melted in there. It says cook for a few minutes longer. So I suppose until the cheese is melted and the chili powder and cornmeal is distributed in there. Okay. I'm going to take this over to the prep table. It'll be easier for you to see. Okay, it says to pour this mixture into a shallow baking pan. And then it says to spread this mush over the top. And it says bake uncovered at 375 for about 30 minutes and then garnish with more olives. Oops, we got some mixture on the top. Whoop. You didn't see that. Pretend you didn't see that. This recipe is called tamale pie. My mother occasionally would make real tamales, and she would, when she had the dried corn, the corn husks, dried corn husks, and then I think they were steamed. She rolled them up and then made a tamale sauce or something. I don't remember, I was fairly small. So I'm going to put this in the oven for 30 minutes. So I'm going to clean this up, and then I will be back after the tamale pie is done. Okay, the tamale pie is out of the oven now. It says to garnish it with some olives. And it's boiling, so I'm going to let it sit a little bit before I try cutting it and sampling it and letting you know what it tastes like. Well, it's set for about 5 minutes, so let's give it a try. The mush is soft. It didn't get hard like a crust. I didn't know what I was expecting there. So let's give it a try. Oh, it's pretty steamy. Oof. Just a little bit. The texture of the mush, cornmeal mush, reminds me of cream of wheat. And take a little more of just the meat section. That's good. The seasonings in the meat is very good. I hope you found this recipe from the 1988 Arizona cookbook. I hope you found this recipe interesting and maybe give it a try. Goodbye for now.